Hey everybody, it's Jeff with We Like Drinking, and I thought I'd chime in with a little video. I wanted to talk to you about maybe a fun type of tasting that you can do, to get to know the diversity of American viticultural areas or wine growing regions throughout the United States. A lot of times I get people to ask me, how do I tell the difference between like a Merlot and a Cabernet, or how do I tell the difference between, the Napa Valley as compared to Santa Barbara County? And it just boils down to doing your homework. And I wanted to show you that it doesn't really have to be that expensive of an endeavor. If you did want to get kind of geeky on stuff, you can set up what I like to refer to as a horizontal tasting to really get to understand, the differences of different viticultural areas. Right now, I have two wines that I picked up at Trader Joe's. These are both Trader Joe's labels. This white one right here is a 2013 Yountville AVA Merlot, and then this black one right here is a 2013 Stag's Leap District AVA Merlot. And so, essentially, while there were different producers that put this together, they were made for the same company. So you're going to see that they are pretty much the same type of styles. This Yountville right here costs $10, and this Stag's Leap District cost $13. So, when you're dealing with a similar price range here, same grape, same vintage, this is a really nice way to compare two AVAs. And the reason why I picked these two AVAs is because they're right next to each other. In terms of the Napa Valley, if you're looking, at the middle of that valley, just go south a little bit, and you're going to find Yountville, which is a larger AVA that spans all the way from the Mountains over to the west, and the Vaca Range over to the east. It's going to span that entire length of it when you talk about Yountville. And then when you look at the Stag's Leap District, that's just kind of like this little chunk over on the eastern end of that Yountville AVA. Stag's Leap, I believe, was defined as an AVA first, and then Yountville defined as an AVA a little bit later. And so I thought it would be nice to kind of taste these things side by side. I'm going to start with Yountville. Again, this was the $10 wine. Yountville was defined as an AVA a little bit later. Because what you're dealing with here is a wide range of styles within one region. That's because you've got a wide range of different soil types that are there. We're dealing with basically the entire length of this valley floor, and so you are getting different microclimates within it. A lot of times people describe Yountville as being, the best of what Napa Valley has to offer. This is a fairly cool region because it is a little bit further south, and so as compared to other Napa Valley regions, a little bit cooler, a little bit longer of a growing season, a little bit higher acidity. Color-wise, I'm getting this just dark, almost inky ruby red color here. And on the nose, I'm getting like some nice like blackberry and blueberry fruit. I'm getting a spiciness on the nose, and I am getting like some bright strawberry and cranberry. And then as we get into the palate here, this is very indicative of what Yountville has to offer in terms of, because it is a little bit cooler as compared to the rest of the Napa Valley. With that longer growing season, much higher acidity, and this acidity is lingering as I'm talking to you right now. There's like a nice, almost like a flinty, but then a little bit of like a sedimentary rock type of soil complexity on the palate there. And this acidity is just still lingering. Getting some really nice combinations of like those dark brambly blackberry type of fruits, but then those bright, like high-toned cherry and cranberry fruits as well. Good soft powdery tannins. Wow, this is a pretty nice endeavor right here for only 10 bucks. I'm kind of a fan of this, but let's get back into these comparisons. So as we compare this to my $13 Stag's Leap District Merlot, and again, both these things, same year, similar price, made for the same company that was going to sell these. You know, we can compare these colors here. I would say that the Stag's Leap District Merlot is a little bit more, has more of like a purplish hue to it, but those colors are pretty similar. With Stag's Leap District, you know, the climate type is going to be pretty much the same because we are further east here, right up against that Vaca range of mountains. There is a little bit of volcanic soil that comes into this, which you know, gives supposedly the Stag's Leap District a very distinct terroir. They say that this is one of the first American AVAs that was classified by having such a different soil type as compared to all those areas that were right next to it. And on the nose, oh wow. You know, I will say, you know, this white label right here, this is Trader Joe's Reserve. As I get into this black label, this is the Trader Joe's Grand Reserve. I am getting quite a bit of like vanilla French oak on there. It's very possible that these producers kind of treated these things just a little bit differently because of those price points. But as I'm getting beyond those oak notes that are there, I am getting a lot of that like high-toned cranberry cherry on the nose. You know, it's tough to get past that spiciness that is lingering from that oak. And I am getting like a slaty, volcanic type of rocky nose there as well, and on the palate. Wow. Big difference in fruits. For this one, I'm getting like these like bright, ripe, red apple type of notes from this Merlot right here. I'm getting a little bit of that black olive, which, you know, Jeff Eccles will tell you that's one of his favorite tasting notes on Merlots. Again, really nice long acidity just coming from this relatively cooler growing area within the Napa Valley. I want to go back for some more of this. Really fine tannins there, slightly more astringent, and I believe with just a little bit of age, that astringency is going to kind of come down a little bit. You know, both of these regions are very much more well known for their Cabernets and their ageability with those Cabernets. That being said, you are going to see a lot of like higher end Merlots coming out of that Stag's Leap District because of that ageability and because of like that structure, that ballsiness that is coming from this region right here. There's almost like a little bit of grapefruit coming from this as well in terms of like defining that acidity. Again, plenty of oak that was treated with this Stag's Leap District Merlot there, and I can see why the intention here is probably to put this away for a couple of years before you break it open. And I can see that structure, and I can see that thing lasting. Yeah, and both these wines definitely drinkable now. I would say the Yountville effort, definitely something that you can open up right now and be very happy with. I think with that Stag's Leap, you're probably going to want to wait a year or two, and you're going to be glad that you did. You know, with these lower priced entry level versions of these single AVAs, you know, these things aren't meant to last like 5-10 years. But if you're getting into those higher end efforts, you could definitely go that long, 10 at least, if you really wanted to. And I'm sure some folks might want to push 15 or 20. But at these prices, I would say just drink them right now. And again, you know, I think it's just really fun to pit two wines that are so similar, that are from AVAs right next to each other. I think you really are going to learn a lot. I definitely did. So, hey, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Till next time, cheers.